Some people build restaurants. He built a reason to never go back.
I came to the States at the age of 16 years old, and I just told him I'm gonna go open me a pita place.
He left comfort, chose fire, and started again from scratch.
He goes, "You're so crazy to open a pita place, to leave your six-figure salary job."
Then the world shut down, and the question wasn't scale, it was survival.
And we created a company in 6 months, and we're setting up the stage right now to take it public.
This isn't a story about food. It's about a man who couldn't quit, because he knew what hunger really costs. This is Medhi.
So, this is Vegas Voices podcast. The adventure takes us to a very special place today. This is Crazy Pita at downtown Summerlin. And I really like this place. It has been a very special place for me. I've been here since 2016. Not here. I used to go to the one at Henderson, right? And I really like the plate where you have the skewers and the salad and the hummus. It was such good value. It was such a good meal. I could go for that meal all day. And today we have a very special guest. This guy founded this place back in 2006. He's been up to three places of his own, and now he's opening up franchises. My guest today is Medhi Zarhloul.
Well, Sergio, thank you so much for having me in your show. I am so feel honored to be in your show, and I know you've been my guest for over 19 years. Coming up this summer, August 16, 2006, we started our new venture. Just so you know, we are Crazy Pita Rotisserie and Grill. We're a Mediterranean fast casual concept.
Yeah.
We're about to celebrate 19 years, as I mentioned. We're a fresh grill to order meat, chicken, steak, and we present them in a different variety of styles as a pita sandwiches, salads, a little bit of sides. We're very known for our hummus and pita bread. And of course, the dish that you always order, the mixed grill of 2 skewers, chicken and steak that we serve with a vegetable couscous, which is a traditional Moroccan dish. They normally served in every household on a weekly basis. Comes with vegetables, butternut squash and zucchini, with some hummus and salad. As a matter of fact, we are the only restaurant in the United States that serve vegetable couscous on a daily basis.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, before we go into the present, I want to go a little bit into the past, right? You've had experience at the Four Seasons, then you jumped to entrepreneurship. Could you start by sharing a brief overview of your career in hospitality? Because this is all.
Absolutely. I'm originally from Casablanca, Morocco. I came to the States at the age of 16 years old.
The place in the movies.
Place in the movies, and but it was filmed right here in Hollywood.
Okay.
But we said if you ever go back to Casablanca, Morocco, it's an icon bar. It says right in the middle. I highly recommend for anybody that visits to go and see it. I moved to Washington, D.C. My first 10 years. I went to school. I studied, believe it or not, computer science.
Okay.
Restaurants were...
Kind of nerdy, so I believe it.
Yeah, a little bit. I was kind of... I always liked those... You know, in the early days when you go to school, you never thought that you're going to get in the restaurant business. But... I had to, you had to pay your bills. So my first job was working, believe it or not, it was in the restaurant business in this place called Skewers. It was Mediterranean restaurants. And after I graduated and from Saint School, I found me a job as a programmer. In the old days, we used to do COBOL and Unix and all those things. And somehow I didn't find that it was me. I didn't see myself sitting in a desk, staring at a computer all day. So I decided to stick with what I do and what I like to do, being out in the public, talking to customers, and invent dishes and the cooking. I always enjoyed the cooking style and creative. As you know, when you come at 16 years old, you know anything about cooking, you had to learn the hard way to cook for yourself.
Yes.
We come from an environment where we eat at home most of the time. And so that's how the restaurant story began until I moved to Los Angeles, California, and I joined a company called Four Seasons Hotels, right at the Beverly Wilshire, the corner of Rodeo Drive and Wilshire. What an amazing experience. I stayed there for 10 years where I was able to travel and assist with opening hotels across the globe, some like Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and the Middle East, in Egypt. Also served as tasks in many other hotels and the company. So we kind of helped scaling them. I joined them when they are like 10, 15 until to the point where now they have over hundreds globally. And until about 2004 when I decided to move back to Los Angeles. And that's where it hit me when I needed to start Crazy Pita. The way it came about was on my days off on weekends. I always wanted to, coming from the Middle East, I always wanted to have a great pita with flavors, full, like nice and fresh ingredients, especially coming from the Middle East, and I couldn't find it. And one day I was driving with a friend of mine, and I was trying to show him around what I do and where I go eat, and I just told him, I'm going to go open me a pita place. He looked at me, he goes, "You're so crazy to open a pita place, to leave your 6-figure salary job." So, and as soon as we said those words, there was a restaurant, I'm not sure if you're familiar with LA, right on the corner of Olympic and Wilshire. There was a popular sushi restaurant called Crazy Fish with a K. And we kind of both said at the same time, let's call it Crazy Pita.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And why Vegas? We have Vegas.
Well, I was in LA then, and I went the next day. I gave my 2 weeks notice. Of course, my boss then goes, "You're so crazy." But at that time, he was like, you go, you try something, because you never want to regret not doing it, right? Otherwise, it's going to scar you for the rest of your life. So we tried to open one in Los Angeles. At that time in 2005, 6, everything was so high, skyrocketed. Prices to open a store, it was so much money. And we couldn't do it then in Los Angeles. So the suggestion of coming to Las Vegas was growing. So we packed up and left here, and we started our first restaurants at the district location in Henderson. Great experience in 2006.
I remember that. So now, where is Crazy Pita spelled with a C? What happened with a K?
Well, we didn't want to copy what somebody else did. We wanted the name Crazy Pita was available to trademark, so we jumped on the opportunity and we did it.
Don't you find it funny how life gives you those signs and you never know? Something as simple like Crazy Pita, and like it's your inspiration. Let's go, let's do it. You did not look back, decide, let's go.
Well, it was that entrepreneur. I always wanted to have my own business. Way back since when I was 17, 18. The owners of the restaurants that I worked for inspired me to the point where I see them coming in. There were 2 brothers, and one of the owners will come then in his BMW, and at that age, I'm looking at the guy comes in. We had not a lot of credit cards. He will come in, roll with his BMW, grab a to-go bag full of cash, and leave. I'm like, wow, this is what the rich life is all about, right? So, and then I enjoyed the business where I worked, and the place was so busy, and it was more of that was pure hospitality. And they just connected with me because it brings me back where I come from. I grew up in a family where on weekends we lived outside the city, more like in the suburbs, and we had a nice little farm, and everybody would come and see us on weekend. And I remember my mother and cooking all this food, and everybody's getting together, so I felt connected to the same environment. Mm-hmm. The only difference was like, okay, well, if I can replicate the same on my own, The only difference is people here will pay me money instead of doing it for free. And that's what inspired me, that I can start my own business and be my own boss. And I just decided to go on a journey to get and learn how to operate. With the Four Seasons, it was so amazing opportunity because you learn how to build not only just a restaurant, but you learn how to go to a hotel from scratch, and you build about 6 to 7 outlets, from banquets to fast casual to fine dining, and you constantly repeated it, so you learn that experience.
So what's your training, basically?
It was basically you were being trained, but the only difference is at the Four Seasons, when you go, I want a sink over here, it magically appears the next day.
Oh.
With this time, you have to write a big check for it, so that's the difference. So we learned from the training, we learned about, the all aspect of the business with great experience. The cultures, from being overseas, you learn so many cultures and you learn how to adapt with everyone. And so when I decided to go on my own venture, we opened the second store and then the third store. This is our third location. It's been here for 10 years, this one actually. And right before, in 2019, the idea of franchising came about, and I never thought I built a lifestyle brand. It was great, and we had 3 stores. Life was perfect. You take your 2-3 vacations. You live the American dream. You have the big house. You have the 2 dogs, the 3-door garage, and barbecue on Sundays. Somehow it was not the BMW, it was the Mercedes.
Nice.
I always was a Mercedes type of guy. That's what my dad drove back home, so you have that attachment.
Yeah.
It's just like, are you a Pepsi or a Coke person? That's same thing. Are you a BMW or a Mercedes? So we eventually, we started the venture, we grow it, and I got upgraded on my way to London to first class. And this was back in 2019. And I Googled how much money it will cost to buy first class ticket. I'm talking first class, where they tell you, sir, come upstairs to the second level. Okay. It's not a business class with the little TV and little comfort. This was a full-on 12-hour trip with truffles and champagne and beautiful experience. Then I realized the 3 stores and the lifestyle is not going to cut it to do more of those first class trips. So I did my calculations. I said, okay, we need to implement a program to scale it. So we went ahead and we started with the FDD. We did the operation manual. It was an amazing 6 to 1 year experience. We knocked it out. A great. We hired people from the marketing side to put all the package. A lady named Taylor Art. She did an amazing job with that manual. Believe it or not, now she's a senior vice president of Credit One. So we've seen the growth from both aspects. And then COVID hit.
Wow.
So when COVID hit, everything came to a halt. Bad moments for the whole globe. We didn't know what to do. We shut down all the stores, and I was kind of afraid. I didn't want to open my doors and do the to-goes or anything. We kind of sent all our employees home. The best decision we ever made. So the government come to help them with make their living. But a month and a half or 2 months later, thanks for this great country, the government came through for us and kind of cut us checks for the PPP programs, and we were able to pay our bills, get the food, and get restarted again. And so I kind of see all this industry and anybody that works in this industry, how we supported each other and make it happen. So at some point, it was not about money. It was about survival. It was about eating. It was about supporting each other until we go through, and then we go back to our normal habits a year later.
Right. So before we go into that, and I want to know more about your franchising plan and your growth, for listeners that don't know or never been to Crazy Pita, which dishes usually define the Crazy Pita experience, and why are they so popular with your customers? Right, you have a full place right now.
Yeah. Well, we have a very iconic. We're 19 years at the moment. I feel like we need to have them now in the history books, just like a vintage car or classic.
Like a Vegas cycle,
So,
right?
Our chicken pita is one of the most pita sandwiches popular. The way we marinate our food is every ingredient that we assemble has a great taste to it on its own. If you were to separate all the ingredients, you will have a product on its own, like our marinade, our tomatoes and cucumber, the fresh spices and the ingredient we use for our chicken, the chop of the romaine, what kind of romaine we use. So I assemble all those ingredients, and it's still the same chicken pita that we serve today. The mixed grill that I mentioned earlier of chicken and steak, our rotisserie chicken is so amazing. The marination and the way I use ancient recipes that have been in my generation for centuries, and I kind of took them here and I kind of innovate them and twisted them to cater to the American palate. And so far, they've been an iconic menu items. Those are the core that we will never change. We will always keep on our menus. Now, you've seen me doing many LTOs, many special throughout the years. That's big.
LTOs.
Pardon?
What is an LTO?
Now it's a limited time offers. But some of them we have to be. Usually, I'm very careful about the LTOs because once you introduce a product to the public and they love it, you cannot take it back.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to say no. I'm not that person. And when somebody comes, so we kind of make them operationally convenient for the operation, just in case we decide. I'll give you an example. Back in 2017, there is always competition in our market. And you needed something to compete and bring that's going to, because you don't want to make your restaurants or just kind of become on a flat mode. You always want to look for what you can introduce. So we introduced the rice balls, if you remember the rice ball era. And we created these balls with saffron rice and with our chicken. And I tell you, they became the most hit, and we couldn't take them out of the menu. So we introduced them. They become part of our menu now and part of our, they took their spot in the menu. As you know, every square inch on their menu is counts. So back, I'll say, after COVID, we decided to do, we needed, because competition and to go. And so we created the health phase that's coming now. You see it in Mediterranean. We created avocado salads.
Oh, wow.
Those come with fresh mixed green. We throw some corn, some dry cranberries. We decide on the dressing and with fresh avocados. And then we mix them with our marination of proteins, either chicken, steak. I basically created those salads for people that don't like salads. I'm one of them. But they became so popular that we can no longer take them out. Another special that we do was a braised lamb shank.
Oh, what?
The braised lamb shank, and there's a special that we do only on weekends. And we've been doing it for the last 19 years. We braise it for a good, I'll say 6 hours. We slow cook it in its own juice and spices and then we serve it with a little bit of couscous, salad, and hummus. It's a special that sells out every weekend. We have clients that call, they reserve it. Occasionally, if there is any leftover, I eat it on Monday for me, but it's something that we don't advertise a lot for, but we know as soon as we make that case on a Friday, it's going to sell out.
It's very cool, man. So that answers the question of your restaurant, and it's an amazing place. I recommend anybody to come here. And now you're going into a franchising phase, right? What prompted you? Well, of course, the plane, right? The business class to first class. What else prompted you to say, okay, I'm going to expand to be break truck? All right. You might.
Well, why not? You got to dream big, and I do dream big, and I have bigger dreams, and I always wanted. One of the things that inspired me to open my own restaurants was beyond the industry, like Starbucks. I remember that although they've been in the business for 35, 40 years, I remember when they started expanding. So I always looked at Howard Schultz and how he did it and how we grow the company to, over 20,000 locations today. McDonald's the same way, Burger King's, and when you look at all these companies. And then I decided to take advantage of the Mediterranean concept because one, competition is limited. You don't have, and right now there is about 8 to 10% of the population that eats Mediterranean. So you can imagine from 10 to go to 50%, the growth is it's available. It's a great bet and that's why you see a lot of people jump into it. I remember 20 years ago, it was like one or two players. Now you look at Cava and, the Great Greek or Tzatziki, and this is all great opportunities because people are demanding Mediterranean cuisine. It's healthy for you. It's good for you. It's fresh. As you know, Mediterranean restaurants, we don't have anything frozen. And that's what I wanted to get into. I want to create a legacy. You jump from a lifestyle to a legacy. I knew that the 3 stores worked for me. Now I want to give the opportunity and scale it and give the opportunity to other people that want to add, Crazy Pita to their portfolio already existing, or they want to start their own. And we design a path for them where they can start with 1 location and then grow to 2 or 3 in their respective areas. So once we rolled it, we were successful, and we signed now our first franchisee. We have inside Walmart stores, and we got the opportunity to do multiple ones. We just signed a deal in Florida now recently to do 4 stores.
Wow.
In Florida. We're looking to open them before the end of the year. So these are little avenues. So we decided to create a 3 prototype of Crazy Pita styles where we can cater to every franchisee, right? Some are low in scale, like they can cost you $300,000 and up to operate. Or they have the mid-tier, which is where we are right now. This can cost you about $500,000, and they're easy to scale. Or the flagship will be set in very high-end areas where those can cost a little bit more money, but they can bring more revenue. The revenue is always set to be 3 times the cash that's on the investment. We want to make sure that all our franchisees will offer them with the best of support in class from our corporate side, so they'll be able, at the end of the day, people buy to a franchise to make money.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that all the levels that they can do that.
Very cool. So in 5 to 10 years, what's the vision? How many Crazy Pitas do you see in the States?
Well, we have it
to go beyond the States.
We'll have it set up. I always say. It's not about how many do you have, it's about how many can you operate. And it's about the team that come and help you. But the vision, I can tell you, I want 1,000 stores, right? I can go unlimited. If you ask anybody, I want 10,000 stores, I want 20. But the idea is to start driving the train and reach the minimum that we're looking, the short-term goal within 3 to 5 years is we're looking to do a minimum of 150 stores, reasonably, between now to 5 years. And then as you grow, then you scale it bigger, right? Then it will become, instead of opening 1 a month, then you can go and open 2 a month. So it's all the scalability, and it's all, at the end of the day, it's all about the budget you have, right? All this requires money and budget and thought. We have assembled an amazing team so far, between our marketing and our digital marketing, just on the operation. A great team that's going to help, and board directors and advisors. As you know, we're in the process of raising capital. We started, how I phrase it, we built a business for 18 years. And we created a company in 6 months. and we're setting up the stage right now to take it public.
Oh, wow.
So far, our projections have been online. Actually, we exceeded our projections so far. We started with a crowdfund just recently. We rolled it in October, and every month we raise money as we need it.
Right.
And so far, it's been successful. Now we're in the next level. We will be applying for an S1 very soon.
What is an S1?
An S1 is Regulation A. Basically, you get an SEC approval. It's an application that you submit, and it will take a lot of time and process and due diligence to take it to that level. And once we get that capital, then we can take the use of fund, and then we can use it to open the multi-unit store. At the same time, we can go into the franchising that we can help us reach our goal in a rapid growth.
And first class is not going to be enough. Then it's going to be your own private jet.
Well, why not? If we get to the one private jet, if we get there, and that's a good issue to have.
Man, we'll do another one, but from the jet. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but we focus on optimizing our operation first, and that's what we've been doing the last 4 years. After COVID. Our industry has been hit so much after COVID between the labor and the logistics, and now you have the tariffs coming also on the way. So we kind of we try to build now, nothing is recession proof, but we try to be as strong as we can in case anything happens like this again, so we will still be able to operate. We put a great ecosystem that I built and I assembled, from our POS system to our marketing to our accounting. So we'll be able to operate with the minimal amount of people, but it can assist for great execution. And so far it's been very successful, and now we're ready to duplicate it and take it to the public.
And we wish you much success. Now, I find that your expansion plan is amazing. Now I want to go back and talk a little bit about culture and values of the company, right? Yeah. So a cornerstone for you is kindness, both in customer service and community outreach. How do you instill that culture among your staff and your franchises too?
Throughout my years, I based my culture based on kindness. I'm sure we used to run a foundation program, the Just Stevens Foundation.
Okay.
And we did that for so many years. And we took that, the story goes where we had this young kid who lost his life at a younger age, at 12 years old, and him and his parents and myself, we kind of took the foundation and we brought the qualities, what Josh was all about, and we kind of spread them all over Las Vegas. We were in 400 schools, 13 states. So we based our culture based on the needs of the customer. I cater to two kind of people, my customer and my employees.
Wow.
So to find that kind of connection between the two of them, and that's what we excel at, is the connection between us and any customer. The idea is you want to bring your customers, over and over again. So we focus so much on the systems and the programs and the training we offer for our employees from any level they work with us, right? Their happiness and their existence while they're working with us matters. We connect with our community in many formats, either through the schools, either through fundraisers, either through while they're dining with us, and we want to be there for them and support them for anything they kind of need. So when you have a younger cashier that joins you at between the age of 16 and 18, you cannot give him the same training that you expect from your supervisor or manager. They're there just for 2-3 hours. They just I always believe this young kids, they're in school, they have a teacher that tells them no all the time. And you go to their parents' house and they tell them no all the time. The last thing I want them to come and tell them no and expect them to smile at the same time. So you kind of embrace their need and let them be free to operate your system in their manners. So, and that's what we kind of managed for all these years. And right now you can go to any of my stores and you see some sort of consistency between all my systems, either from the kitchen or the front of house or any level from a supervisor. We have a great supervisor and management training program that we put in place. We help them reach levels. We teach them programs as you enter and you want to become a supervisor. We go through a 12-month program. We set your stage for you to become an assistant manager, and same thing for an assistant manager to move to the next level and so forth. And so far it's been very successful, but due to the amount of stores that I don't have available, I help them and assist them get another jobs further, right? So consistency has been very, very crucial in my operation system. Connection with my customers has been outstanding. And the third thing that I also establish is the third C, connection and consistency and convenience. Okay. Convenience is very important. Is how do I make it convenient for you to order my food? If you're going to order from me 2-3 times, either you're going to come to walk in and eat in my dining room, and you're going to sit here and wait for it. Is the atmosphere that I give you while you're here. Anybody that come and wait one way, we offer them a beverage and we bring them a little sample to eat while they're here. And then sometimes I see people and because we're recreating what they have at home. Any home you go to nowadays, you'll see an open kitchen, you see a TV, and you have their dining area. And that's what we try to duplicate as much as possible. Online, we try to offer them tools, either order online or through a third party. We make it convenient for them at the same time, or through text. Whatever the customer is there, we want to be there. If they like emails, we want to be there with them.
Yeah, it's great. Those are great answers. Now I want to go into more legacy questions. So what advice would you have for budding entrepreneurs who dream of opening a restaurant or anything else in the service business?
Well, first I like to tell them, when you dream big, right? The dreams are dreams. And then I always and always remember, the silver platter will never come to you. You have to go and get it. And put a strategy in place and stick to it. You're going to meet a lot of people in your path, and everybody has a way how they done it in the past. It's always good to listen, but stick with your path the way you're going to take it. And of course, you're going to adjust a little bit here and there, but the strategy is very, very... And capital. You're going to get to a point where you're going to need capital to do and establish your dreams, right? And sometimes the banks or the loans or whatever will cut it. So have that in place already in plans how you can get there.
Cool. Looking back, is there a critical lesson or an aha moment that stands out in the journey from the Four Seasons to Crazy Pita?
Don't do it. Stick with computer science. I would have been a billionaire by now. No, I enjoy my path. I enjoyed my journey, that every step that I take, and every step will take you to another one. And, when you're dealt your cards, sometimes you get a good card, sometimes you get a bad card. Just learn how to know when to fold, right? Or when to proceed, or how to take the next move. So that's,
That's amazing advice.
Yeah.
So, let's do some rapid fire. What's your favorite dish for you in Crazy Pita's menu?
Oh, I love the mixed grill, the chicken and the steak skewer. It's amazing. It's one of my favorites.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Go-to ingredient you could live without.
Cumin, paprika.
Very much so. It is all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay. Kitchen gadget that you swear by.
I need a sauteed pan.
No way.
That's all what I need.
All right. Best advice you have ever received.
Know when to quit.
One word to describe Crazy Pita's future.
Global.
Wow. I can see that. Man, we gotta be on that jet on the next one. Okay? Cool. So if there's one piece of wisdom you'd like our listeners to remember, what would it be?
Strong. Be strong. Be strong. Get at it. Don't quit. Be persistent. Go and do it. Like I mentioned earlier, the silver platter, you have to go get it. It won't come to you.
Thank you. How can people find out more about Crazy Pita's location, the franchise, the investing opportunities, or your social media?
Go to my website, crazypita.com. You'll see, you send me an email in there. You will come straight to me. I'll make sure I look at all the emails that come to us. Or you can go Medhi@crazypita.com. You can find me also under LinkedIn, under Medhi Zarhloul, or any social media. Go to Eat Crazy Pita on Instagram or in TikTok. You'll find me.
You truly are a Vegas voice, and I thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.